In part 2 of shapes, we're going to turn over our attention to this area right here. And let's go ahead and tear that off by clicking right there and move it over. I am in a blank document, incidentally. The first one is simply a line segment tool. It's like using your pen tool and clicking once, and the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. I can come anywhere I want, and I can click and drag. Now, if you hold the Shift key down, it will force you to draw a segment in 45-degree increments, and you can see the increment right on our intelligent smart cursor. If I hold down the Alt key, I can draw in and out from my original click-on point. We call that the Genesis point. So I can let go, I suppose, of the Alt key and draw this way, and just hold the Shift key down, or I can let go of both, get anything that I want. Now, once you do that, assuming that you have, now what we did here is we have a black stroke. Let's go ahead and click this button right here so we have a fill color too. And basically we have a stroke. There's not a lot going on with that. We'll talk about modifying it later. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. The next tool is an arc tool. If I come over here and begin drawing, I am arcing. I can hold the Shift key down, and basically it will arc kind of like up, down, left, and right, if you will. If I hold the Alt key down, I can arc it from where I clicked my Genesis point. And there you go, you've got an arc. But unlike the segment tool, it's basically a line that is an arc. If I click here and don't move, I get options. You've got the X and the Y axis. You've got the type. Do you want to close it? Now, if you closed it, it would draw a line here and close the shape off. Do you want the base along the X or the Y axis? And what is your slope? Convex or concave, and do you want to fill it? Let's go ahead and click cancel. If we start drawing again, one more modifier key that can help you, or actually two, is use the up and down arrow keys. And when you do, that's the down arrow key, and that's the up arrow key, which allows you to change the arc itself from convex to concave. That's the arc tool. Let's get rid of that stuff. The next one is a spiral. If we come over here, we can draw a spiral just like that. If we click, we have options of radius, decay, that's kind of how it spirals and curves in on itself, and how many segments. It says 10, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 segments, clockwise or counterclockwise. Let's see how we can do this with modifiers. So click cancel. We're drawing our shape, we're just happy campers, but we want to change it. Now if you use the up and down arrow keys, you add or subtract segments. Have as many as you want or as few as you want. Turn it into an arc. Let's get a few more up there. If we want to change the decay, hold down the Control key and drag. Kind of like unwinding a spring, I suppose. And we can bring it back in again. Actually go the other way. Kind of looks like a conch shell from the Florida Keys. Anyway, that's the spiral tool. Have fun. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Control-A, delete. The next one is a rectangular grid. Now, when you click, you get things like width and height, how many dividers vertically and horizontally, and the skew. Let me show you how you do this stuff with the shortcuts. We're actually going to introduce on this one 4 more or new modifiers. Let's start drawing. If you press the up and down arrow keys, you can add more rows or columns. But what's skewing? Well, if you reach over on your keyboard and press the letter X or the letter C, you can skew it, that's X and this is C, to the left or to the right. And if you press the letters V or F, you can skew it up or down. I don't know, have a little bit of fun with it, I guess. And let's go ahead and end that one. And go to our very last one, which is very similar to this, except it's round, a polar grid. So if we click and draw, we can hold the Alt key down and draw from center, and the Shift key would make it a nice and pretty polar grid. Let's go ahead and make one, say, like that. Go ahead and click over here. And there's your options, width and height, concentric dividers, radial dividers, and skew. So let's do this. We start drawing. if you press the up or down arrow keys, you increase or decrease the number of concentric circles. If you press the left or right arrow keys, you increase or decrease the pi segments. Now, if you press the letter X or C, isn't this getting fun? The letter X skews out the concentric circles, makes it look maybe like a tunnel, I suppose. If you press the letter C, they come back out this way, like a dome, I suppose. And if you press the F and the V keys, it skews the pi shapes. Well, there you go. A lot of different tools that we're going to use in this lesson series to create some interesting shapes and objects, all right here in Adobe Illustrator. On to the next.